Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits, and welcome to my FlossTube. Today is going to be a big episode. I have no idea how long it's going to be or how long it'll take me to edit, but I had an exciting week last week and I have lots to share, so let's get started. So I'm looking at my notes and I have to actually scroll to see them all. So there's a lot to talk about. A lot of it is about one thing in particular, which I'm sure you can guess if you've watched my FlossTube before, you know what I'm likely talking about. We're going to start this episode with StitchCon because last weekend, as in this time last week, because I'm recording this on Friday as I usually do, I went to weekend B of StitchCon, which is where I got this t-shirt from, which is really comfortable, by the way. It's very soft. I'm looking at all the things that I want to mention, and it's a lot. Basically, I had a really good time. I was very nervous about going because I have a lot of social anxiety, but reminding myself that everybody that is going has the same love for stitching that I do. So we've at least got that in common. Like, I kept that in mind, and that really helped me to open up and allow myself to open up and not just hide away in my audiobook and focus on my stitching. So that really helped. It was a really enjoyable time. If you don't know, StitchCon is held in Ohio, which, fun fact, is the first time that I've traveled to the east side of the United States. I've been living here for a little over 10 years, and the closest I've been has been Utah. So it was quite a journey in of itself. It's nothing like flying back to Australia because that's like a 16-hour plane ride. This was on the way there it was about 4 hours. The way back it was 4.5-ish hours. Anyway, and I got a direct flight both directions, so that was good. But anyway, it's a retreat that lasts over 2 weekends, and I went to the second weekend just because the one beforehand was over my girls' birthdays, so that wasn't gonna happen, obviously. Yeah, it's basically just hundreds of people coming together to cross stitch. So some things that I did and experienced, I worked on 3 different projects. I took 7 with me because I talked about it in a recent social media post that I both felt like I overpacked and didn't pack enough, and it turns out I overpacked. So I would much prefer to do that than have run out of stuff to work on. Yeah, so I worked on 3 different projects. As a tangent, I am still planning on writing the blog post I was going to write before I went away to StitchCon about what I was packing. It's just now going to be a what I did pack post. So yeah, I did take the pictures for said post before I left, so I'll be using those. But anyway, so I took along a bunch of works in progress. I finished one piece and I will show you that in a little bit. So I finished a piece, so while you were at StitchCon, whenever you finished a piece, you would go up to the front of the room and ring a gong and hold up your finished piece, not your work in progress, your finished piece, and everybody would clap and cheer, and you got a little sticker that looked like this, which says, "I finished my project at StitchCon." So I got a little sticker, and I'm figuring out where I'm going to put it. It'll probably live in my sticker book for now because I can take that out and put it somewhere else afterwards. But I wanted to show you, I got a little sticker, and yeah, it was set up in a way that when you got there on the Thursday, you could get set up on a table. Each table was really quite big and it housed up to 6 people. My table that I was on had 5 people on it, which was good in my opinion. It meant that we had a bit more space for each other. Then for the following 3 days, you could just leave your setup and it would be safe because they were locking up the convention center so that no one could come in, not even staff members could come in and out. That was really awesome. I didn't expect that. I thought I'd have to sort of lug all my stuff backwards and forwards, but I didn't have to. And I didn't want to because at night I was getting back to my room quite late and I was pretty stitched out. I didn't feel like stitching, so I didn't need to bring home, as in back to my hotel, a project to work on. So that was pretty cool. I made a bunch of friends, which feels weird to say. I don't know why, but I did. 2 of the women at my table also had kids. Their kids were in their 20s, but it was nice to sort of banter back and forth about kids with them. And the other 2 women on my table were about my age, so it was nice to sort of banter back and forth with them about just being the age we are, I guess, for lack of a better term. So that was awesome. On the Thursday, I was feeling very, very overwhelmed, like from the get-go, because I didn't realize that so many attendees, mostly it seemed attendees that had been to StitchCon before, which makes sense given what I'm about to tell you, they had made gifts to give out to all of the other attendees. And when I say I got so much stuff, I will overlay a photo that I took when I got back of all of the stuff that I got. This is not even all of it, but I have this container which has all of this stuff from people, and I got these, well, not that. I got this pattern from someone as well, and I got a bunch of business cards, and there's more. Like, one of the women on my table, she didn't make many, so she kind of just gave them out to our table mates. Where is it? Oh, I've got it behind me because I put it away. She made project bags, which are clear. It's already covered in cat fur because of course, but it's clear project bag. Oh my gosh, it is really covered in camo. And I of course picked the one with foxes on it because I had to. And I got this cool little coaster from someone as well. And I think that's kind of like all the stuff that oh no, it's not true. I got these clicky things and this little dude which moves around. He's like a little dragon. I felt, as you can probably understand from just that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. So if you gave out something, if you're watching it and you went to Weekend B of StitchCon, you gave out something to me and to everyone else, thank you so much. It probably sounds silly to say, but I really want to go back to StitchCon next year, not to do StitchCon, but to give back. And I have ideas now of the kinds of things that I'd like to put together to give to people at StitchCon. I would also be ideally getting in on the registration as soon as it opens, which happens, I believe, in September. And like for this past StitchCon, I didn't realize about it until October when the waitlist kicked in. And so that's why I didn't find out until February that I'd gotten through the waitlist. If I do get in during registration, I'll have like 9 months to put together something cool. So anyway, I got a lot of free things from a lot of amazing people. So thank you very much. I also got free things because there was freebie tables. So you could just walk up to them and take whatever you wanted, basically. So again, I took a photo of that, but I want to show you what I got because I've got it in front of me. So I've got this amazing book. When was this made? Apparently it was initially $24. This was first printed in 1989. It just has a lot of really cute motif stuff that I feel like I could use in my own design patterns. Not to like steal people's things, of course, but use as inspiration for my own stuff, and also just use as inspiration for my own random pieces that I want to do. I really like all these letters, and that's something that I have wanted to do. I'll go back. That's something that I've wanted to put together as a design project to eventually sell. So even just having this and looking through it and being like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that too. Not I want to make this and sell it, but like see this and be reminded that that's the thing that I wanted to do. I'm gonna take the dust jacket off because it just wants to fall off. But like, I don't like the style of backstitching that it uses, but that's just me. Like, look at those cute little flowers. Anyway, so I got that book. I'll put that back together properly later. I got this little kit, which is super cute. And I thought that this might be really cute for my daughter to stitch. It comes with all the floss and some backing felt and the Ada and even a needle. And it's got, what is that? I don't know. It's got like this little gold thing inside it. I'll have to look at it properly and see what's going on there. It's got beads as well. That's cute. Oh, it's that. Okay, so it's this little acorn that goes onto this little piece. Anyway, so I got this, and even if she doesn't want to stitch it, I think I will, because I think it's really cute. And I've been wanting to make something that turns into this, whether it's a biscornu or something else. So yeah, I might make that. Anyway, I got that for free. I got this magazine, which again is just for inspiration. There was so so many of these. Obviously someone had brought like, I don't know, a box full of these magazines from a long time ago, because this one's 1996 that it came out, this magazine. But it's just got, I was looking through a bunch of them, and this one had some really good alphabets that I thought I would like repurpose, not again steal, but use as inspiration. So like there's the alphabet there, and I just wanted to find one more alphabet, but I can't find one more. Ugh. It came from a smoker's house, so it kind of stinks. So I might have to like leave it out in the sun, just hanging up like that on a wire or something, so it airs out, because it's a bit stinky. I got this little printout, which I thought was really cute. Again, this is just as the alphabet, as an inspiration thing. I don't think I would make that, but I really liked how flowy it was, and I've been thinking I want to do a new flowy lettering alphabet. I got this, which again is for the alphabet inspiration. It's just the pattern. Yeah, I actually don't really remember picking that up, to be quite honest. But it was because of the alphabet. I got this DMC thing, which I'm pretty sure came in pack of the 35 new colors, but it has patterns on the inside, and again it's got an alphabet here, but it also has flowers, which I really liked here. So I'm pretty sure I got one of these years and years ago when I got all 35, because it was the pack for the all 35 things, new colors. But yeah, I don't have this anymore, so now I have it again. I got these two little pieces. Like I said, this is going to be a long episode, so I apologize. I got these two pieces of fabric. This one looked like 16 count, and it's got someone's project on it, but I can easily unpick that. It's just a really good size, and I really like the color of the fabric. It does have some stickiness because they've taped it with the edge, so I would definitely make sure that the piece I would create with it is well in the middle, because it's got this like weird sticky stuff stuck under the tape. But yeah, I got that, and so my plan would be to do a little project on that piece. And I saw this piece of fabric, which I thought was really interesting. It's kind of orangey at the top as well on this side. I talked to a few people and they agreed that that's not a stain, that's the intentional coloring. So again, this looks like either 16 or 18 count, and it's just that little tiny square, but it's got no stitching on it, so that's cool. So that's all the stuff I got from the freebie table. I'm gonna get up and just move this because I really need the space. On the topic of freebie things, with our ticket to StitchCon, we got a swag bag, which was literally a bag. So it's this bag here, which is amazing. It's a really nice bag, but it actually meant that I had to check in my carry-on luggage, because I couldn't fit this anywhere in my backpack or my carry-on, and I had gotten so many free and purchased things that I didn't have enough space. So this turned into my second carry-on, and my carry-on turned into my luggage. So I was thankful that I kind of was able to do that, at least in short notice. I decided to do it on the Sunday morning before I flew out. But yeah, we got this amazing bag. I shouldn't talk behind it because I know I won't hear myself on the camera. And it's got pockets inside. It doesn't have any clips or zips or anything like that, which I don't know if I'm a fan of that, but it does have a zip to close it up. It's got handles and a shoulder strap. It has this pocket on the front as well, but I do like that it just says StitchCon and not like my t-shirt, which says StitchCon 2026 on the top. This just says StitchCon. So yeah, there's that. And the other thing we got from StitchCon was this, which I haven't opened mine, but it's a tablet stand. So you got all the pieces on the back as well, which they slide because they're not stuck together yet. I saw a couple of people had set theirs up to use already at StitchCon, but again, it just says StitchCon, it doesn't have the year on it. So I don't know if I'll use this because I've already got stands for things like my tablet, but it's cool. I got that. So yeah, that fell down. All right, what else? In the spirit of showing things, the next thing I want to show you is what I purchased. These are the exciting things in my opinion. I got a few things, not a whole heap of stuff, because I again, was trying to not buy too much because I didn't have a heap of room in my carry-on, and I was trying to not have to turn my carry-on into checked luggage. Anyway, I got this massive project bag because I have been wanting a big project and one more big project bag for a while now. So it's just a regular bag, it's just a zip on the side instead of a zip along the top like this one is. This one's a zip along the top. So I got that one, which I thought was really pretty, and I don't remember who it's by because I want to remember to tell you where I got everything from. I don't remember who made these bags. I'm sorry. I got a bunch of patterns, so let me just organize. So I got 2 by Liz Matthews, which are these 2 here. And this one should be interesting because it uses 2 things of fabric. So I'm not sure how, I haven't looked at the instructions, but I'm not sure how, okay, it explains, I think it does explain how to do it. And I think you're supposed to actually stitch the 2 pieces of fabric together, which should be interesting. But anyway, so there's that one that I got and that one. And I'm excited about this one because I've been looking for a pattern that is monochrome, because I really want to use some variegated floss on a piece. And I've got a piece that I am doing that with, but it's that special piece that I do only at certain times, which I won't talk about right now because it's neither here nor there. So yeah, this one, I don't know what variegated floss I'll use. It will really depend on the fabric that I stitch that one with. So there's those 2. I got this one, which is by Counting Puddles, and I really think that there's an error in this. This star here isn't finished properly. I won't show you the whole pattern, but you can see that the star is like missing a part of it. I don't know, and they've done that intentionally on the finished piece that's been test stitched, and it just looks weird. So I'm thinking I will fill in the gap, for lack of a better term. But this one has a ton of back stitching and a ton of French knots, and it's got specialty stitches, or a specialty stitch, I should say, which, what have they called it? A star stitch, which is just like a fancy cross stitch. But anyway, so there's that one, and that one I have to do on a dark fabric just because that looks so good. So yeah, that one. I got Fine Frog Stitching pattern. I just adore the colors on this one. Super pretty. And again, that one will have to be done on dark fabric so that the colors will pop and the black will just like eat up the, I don't know, darkness. Anyway, I got that one. This one is by the Artsy Housewife, and I really liked the butterfly and the strawberries and just the layout. I really like that one. This one looks really easy to do. And I have never heard of this person before, but they're Boomerang Stitches and their style is amazing. Do a lot of birds. I'm gonna have to show my mum, or she can look it up. Mum, look up this person here because I think you'll like their designs. I was thinking about getting their Schitt's Creek pattern, but it's full coverage and it's enormous. And I want to do my own Schitt's Creek sampler eventually, so I decided against it. But I really liked these hummingbirds. I thought they were really, really cute. And it's not too big. It's 120 by 120 stitches, which is actually pretty big, but I'll probably stitch on an 18 count. That'll make it look smaller. So those are all the patterns that I got. I got this tray, which I'll put together for you. This came in really handy after I bought it while I was at StitchCon. Like, it can be used for anything, but I used it for stitching. So it's this little tray that just clicks together. And again, it just says StitchCon in the center, and you can put whatever you need to sort of bundle up into it. And I mostly got it for StitchCon because I bought it on the Friday and I had my stuff like everywhere in my little fifth of the table. I know this will be useful going forward, so I'm not sad that I bought it. So I got that. And then the other exciting thing that I got was some new fabric. And oh my God, I'm gonna show you the one I adore second because I got 2 pieces of fabric. But I got this one. This one is by Fox and Rabbit. It's 18 count Ada. Isn't that color just gorgeous? It's like a dusty pink. It's called Baked Clay. Sorry, but it's this like dusty pinky terracotta sort of color, and it's really, really big. I can easily get a few projects on that. So I'm excited to stitch with that. And this one I literally dreamt about and had to go back the next day to purchase because I am obsessed with this. It is by Moonlit Dye Works. Its color is medium logwood. Isn't that just to die for? I literally looked at it on Friday, I think, yeah, on the Friday, and I was like, oh no, because it was a little bit expensive. But honestly, I looked at the wrong listing. I was looking at linen and not Aida, because this is 18 count Aida. I looked at the linen and the linen was a lot more expensive than the Aida. So I did save money because I looked at it correctly. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. I could get a couple of projects on this too. So I will work out what I could get, like a project on that times 2, and then I would have a miniature project on that little folder. I'm excited. So yeah, like I was saying, I dreamt about it and I went back the next day. I'm like, I have to get this fabric or else I'm gonna be so sad if I leave without getting this fabric. But yeah, so I got those 2 and I have no idea what I'm gonna stitch on them, but they will be magical and amazing. So those are the things that I did buy 2 more things. A few more things, but 2 more things. I got these needle minders. So this one spins and it says the F word and then other words like me, this, off, that, it, and you. So that one's funny. And this one is based on the cat that lives at Keepsake's store, which is the store that runs StitchCon, and the cat's name is 310 because that's black in DMC. So yeah, I got 2 new needle minders. And the last thing, which is not as exciting, I did go to the Keepsake store because I needed to buy some floss. I missed a few stitches on some stuff and I didn't have the colors with me. So I got some skeins, and like those are the ones that I've used. And those are the ones I thought I might need, but they will get used because they're commonly used colors. So yeah, I got some floss, and that I was so good. That's all I bought at Keepsakes. If you've never been to Keepsakes store in Ohio, it is so overwhelmingly crowded and stimulatingly insane visually. It's so wild. Nothing could have prepared me for it. I didn't even think to take videos or photos of the inside of the store just because I was like, there is so much going on in here. I don't even know what to do or how to act. But the cool thing with the store was we were told at StitchCon on the first day, if you go to Keepsake store, look out for a little black figurine cat. There was like 12 of them hidden in the store, because if you find one of those cats, you will get $5 off. And I found a cat and I took a picture of it and I'm going to put it here. So I got $5 off my floss because that's all I bought at Keepsakes. I was so proud of myself. All the rest of my stuff that I bought was at the annex that was at StitchCon. So yeah, that explains that. What else about StitchCon? Where are we at? Oh my gosh, we're at 31 minutes raw film time. Whew. Okay, so let's keep going. At StitchCon, there was a freebie table, but there was also what's called a brag table, where you could bring any finished piece that you wanted. And while I'm talking, I will put pictures here. You could put, yeah, any finished piece you wanted to share and brag about. And there was so much amazing work on display. When I finished my piece, I actually put it on display as well, which we were told to fill out one of these little cards, and I'm covering up my surname. We fill out a little card to sort of say, hey, this is by this person and this is details about it. I filled out a little card and put it with my piece. I went up quite a few times to just look at everybody's work because it was very cool to see. What else was there? During StitchCon, there were 2 events that I took part in. One was a sort of get to know you round robin kind of thing, which is a little weird, I guess. There weren't many people that attended it, but it was interesting to hear how other people got into stitching and their like favorites of stuff. I'm just bumping the table, don't mind me. And yeah, just meeting some people. That was cool. The other thing was a FlossTubers live panel where there were about 9 FlossTube people that were like in a row, all answering questions that the audience were asking. I didn't really think that my question about growing to a bigger audience was answered very helpfully, because I already do the things that they suggested, but I had to remind myself that I do FlossTube mostly for me, because it's a way to reflect on what's happened in the previous 2 weeks. So I'm distracted because it just suddenly is bucketing down with rain. There is so much rain right now, and we're supposed to be in summer. Anyway, it was cool to see other FlossTubers. I was a little jealous, I'll be honest, but yeah, mostly because some of the FlossTubers had only been doing FlossTube for about 18 months, and I'm like, I've been doing it for almost 5 years. So anyway, on that though, I was recognized by 6 strangers while at StitchCon. I had, 6 people come up to me and either say, oh my God, I recognize you from your FlossTube, or quietly say to me, do you have a FlossTube? So that was very weird and very cool, I will freely admit. Just being, recognized for being someone online. That doesn't really happen to me ever. And to those 6 people, thank you very much. Like, I hope you don't feel bad that of what I've just said. I appreciated being recognized and for, being told that they enjoyed watching me and my content. I'm very thankful. I was just like, oh my God, huh? What? No, huh? What? So yeah, hopefully I didn't make you feel bad in person or anything like that. And that was StitchCon. The other thing about StitchCon trip itself, not actually StitchCon, was the hotel I stayed at was atrocious. It was so bad. I didn't really have much of a choice given that I got off the waitlist in February, but it was 30-minute walk from the hotel to StitchCon, even though it was basically opposite each other from the freeway. I had to come south, go to the underpass of the freeway, and then walk north. So I had to do a big U shape to get to the convention center. I did thankfully manage to bum a few rides from some people, which was thank you so much to Amanda and Shannon. Thank you very much. I really needed those. I did walk a few times. I think I did like 3 of the walks, but by the end of it I was just like, oh, my feet are so sore. So yeah, thank you. But the hotel itself, I couldn't believe it. There was like 1 plate and 1 bowl and 1 mug and no cups and no spoons, no hand wash. The bed was comfortable at least, but the pillows were lumpy. The fridge kept freezing all of my stuff and I couldn't change the temperature on it. It was just so bad. And the water pressure in the shower was awful. It did horrible things to my hair. I won't be staying there again. So yeah, that was StitchCon. So let's move on to something other than StitchCon. I want to show you my finished pieces because they're the thumbnails for this video, and I finished one of them at StitchCon. So the first one that this is the one that I finished at StitchCon. It is Femurs and Fungi by Fine Frog Stitching. Once the colors in this piece started coming out, this piece got so much more interesting and fun and vibrant. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. There were a few mistakes. For example, this little teensy frame is actually a whole row too tall. I could see the fact that it was like a nothing design. So I just fudged it. I didn't want to unpick it. There was something else. Oh no, that's right. I had to unpick it and redo it. One of the blue mushrooms I had to undo and redo because I did it in the complete wrong spot. But yeah, I think on this fabric it looks really pretty. I'm hoping it turns out correct on my camera. This piece actually, fun fact, I bought twice. I bought once in physical form and once in a digital form. And I decided, well, because I bought it twice, I would take the physical version of it and put it in the freebie thing at StitchCon. And it was funny, the person that I mentioned that helped me with rides, Shannon, she actually saw me put it in the freebie stuff and she took it. So that was cool. So I did buy this twice, but I just worked off the digital one. So that one is finished. And a piece that I haven't worked on for a while, so you haven't seen it for quite a while, but I knew, well, no, I was certain that I'd be able to finish it at StitchCon and be able to ring the gong twice. Turns out there was quite a bit more stitching than I realized needed to be done. So I didn't finish it at StitchCon, I finished it yesterday. And it's this piece here. This is Pretty Little Seattle. Again, there are a few changes to this, most notably the gray that's in the snow of the top of Mount Rainier is supposed to be a blue. I'm pretty sure it's this blue in here, if I remember correctly. It's supposed to be blue and white for that snow top bit. And I really didn't like that as an idea because snow is snow and it's not ice. And in my mind, ice is blue and snow is white. So to keep it with the stripy thing, I grabbed a really light grey. I honestly can't remember which colour it is now because I did it a while ago. And yeah, changed the blue to be grey. So I think it looks much more like snow now. I'm really happy with it. It's all done. The whole thing's done. So you haven't seen this one for a while and it's done. Ta-da! So this was one of the pieces I worked on at StitchCon. I was, like I said, trying to finish this while I was there so I could bring the gong, but I was working on the off-white, which is the lightest color, and there was just more of that than I realized there would be. So I kind of got like all the clouds and the snow top and some of this stuff here done, and then I didn't get to this stuff because I ran out of time. And then there was back stitching to do. But yeah, so that one is done as well. So 2 finishes that aren't even test stitches this fortnight. And this is the last of my series of Pretty Little Cities from Satsuma Street. So now I've just got to figure out how I want to finish them. I'm pretty sure I know how I want to finish them. I think I want to put them in 10-inch hoops together. But when I've done that, I will show you guys what it looks like. Because yeah, you haven't seen the other 2 for quite a while. So that's my finished pieces. Let's talk about works in progress, which honestly there's not many because I had 2 finishes. So the first one is Flower Prairie, which I had planned on stitching each flower of StitchCon at StitchCon each day. And I just completely forgot about it until the last day. And then I was like, no, I really want to finish Pretty Little Seattle. So I did the first day. No, that's not true. On the Thursday, I caught up with all my flowers until the Thursday, and then I stitched Thursday, and then I forgot about it. But I'm caught up to today. So that's all of my flowers as of today, which is the 26th of June. So we are almost halfway through the project, and I have so much more fabric at the bottom. So I am not concerned about running out of fabric this time around, thank goodness. And you know what I've just realized? I didn't do any little sparklies for my daughter's flowers. So I will do those and they'll be in there for next FlossTube because they had their birthdays. The next work in progress, I didn't do a bunch on, I don't think. Oh, it's all loose in the hoop. Oh, I just popped it out of the hoop. So you know what? Let's take it out of the hoop and let's do it that way. Okay, this is Quilting Fox by Nathan Olu. Actually, I think I've done quite a bit on this. I know I stitched this on the plane both trips because I thought stitching in hand might be a little tricky on the plane. But yeah, I think I've done quite a bit on this. I honestly don't remember how much I had done, but I thought I'd done less than this. So I'm surprised, and I'm gonna keep it out of its hoop now, I think, because it's got that big circle in it. All right, that can go down there for now. So that's that piece. And the last stitchy work in progress I have is Museum After Midnight, which I am a little bit behind, unfortunately. The 4th part came out today, but fun fact, I got a picture with 5, I think, other stitchers who were also working on this at StitchCon, so that was cool. But that's where I'm up to now. I'm working on part 3. I have made a mistake already. Some of the stitches in this bit with stalactites is a little bit incorrect. So I'll be unpicking those, but I'm currently stitching the weird thing over here. But I finished the part 2, which is these 2 guys and this guy here. And I finished part 1 while I was at StitchCon, I believe. Yeah, I did some work on this at StitchCon. This was the 3rd project that I worked on at StitchCon. I guess you could say that the Quilting Fox I did too at StitchCon because I did it on the plane and at the airport, whatever. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind, but not too far behind. Not that I couldn't catch up. And next week for this piece is a break week, so I'll be able to catch up pretty easy. And my last work in progress is a design piece, which I will put up here. It's, I'm hoping, going to be released at the start of July, like the first Monday of July, because I have been reading Dungeon Crawler Carl and I really, really like the series. I've just finished book 4 and I'm about to start book 5. And I knew within like partway through book 1 that I had to make a pattern, at least one pattern from Dungeon Crawler Carl. I will likely do more because I really like the series and it's a really popular series. So I'm hoping that because of that, it'll have more interest in patterns. But yeah, so I'm working on a pattern and I'm hoping to flesh the rest of it out today and then get started on the pattern itself over the weekend and then start test stitching it this coming Monday. Fingers crossed for me. And that would be cool because I'm really enjoying the series, and that would be a pattern that's being released basically for my birthday because it's the closest FlossTube release day to my birthday. I would love to know what you think of that piece. I was thinking of a name for it, but I really liked what someone suggested on Threads, which was Carl's Creed. I thought that was a really good one. So I will likely go with a name that's like that, whether compared to what I was thinking, which was like DCC, which stands for Dungeon Crawler Carl, Unbroken. It's just kind of like, bleh. But Carl's Creed makes like way more sense. And that is all of the stitchy stuff because StitchCon kind of took up my fortnight, really. Stitching and StitchCon were the two big things. There wasn't a new pattern release or new blog posts or anything like that. So the last thing that I want to talk about is IRL stuff. Since I last recorded a FlossTube, my youngest had her birthday party. We still haven't worked out what my oldest wants to do for her birthday, so we haven't done anything for her birthday, but the party was very chill because I dropped the ball really bad and didn't organize something sooner. She wanted to have a sleepover and I couldn't get that to happen, and I couldn't let her know until really close to the date that it couldn't happen, mostly because a lot of her friends don't really want to do sleepovers at the moment. It wasn't because of conflicting schedules or anything like that, but she had a good time. It was just a couple of hours of hanging out and doing some crafts and having some ice cream and going to the playground and a birthday cake. So like, that's a pretty good party, I think. But she turned 10. I wanted to try and make it special, but oh my God, I'm so glad it wasn't a sleepover. I hate sleepovers. They stress me out. Someone's in my personal space. Anyway, so that happened. Father's Day happened while I was away, but I had everything planned and wrapped and set. I was just like to my kids, all you gotta do is just take the presents downstairs on Sunday, wish Dad happy Father's Day, and ta-da, and they forgot. I was so... Anyway, he really liked his presents, so there's that at least. Throughout my back, again, I'm seeing a chiropractor again because this is happening more often, it seems, but this time I'm almost 100% certain, so I've got an eyelash in my eye. I'm almost 100% certain it's because of the airplane trip home and sleeping in a different bed without good lumbar support. So yeah, ever since I got back, like Sunday evening, my back started to hurt, which is like, yay. And it's Friday today, so yay. Yeah, I've been to the chiropractor. I'm going again tomorrow. And after going to the chiropractor yesterday, I started to feel better straight away. So there's that at least, but getting old, I tell ya. And the last thing that I did was I donated blood yesterday, which I've still got a little red mark from, but I had to wait until my tattoo had fully healed, and like it never really scabbed, it just kind of flaked a little, a tiny little bit, but I've already got hair growing over the tattoo after it got shaved to do the tattoo. So I was like, well, I guess it's considered healed. So yeah, I was supposed to donate like 2 weeks ago, so I pushed it to yesterday to make sure that I got a green light to actually donate. But yeah, that is everything. I'm gonna wrap it up there because this is raw footage, is more than 52 minutes. I have so much to edit and oh my gosh, but I really wanted to talk about StitchCon in detail. The other thing I wanted to say was I'm sorry that I didn't post about it very much. I was just in the moment and enjoying, and I'm sure you can understand that. So forgive me, but sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed my sort of recap of StitchCon. Let me know what you think of the pattern that I'm working on. Let me know what you think of the patterns I purchased and the fabric I purchased especially. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I'm obsessed. I'm afraid that I won't ever use it because we'll be waiting forever for the right pattern to come along. But we'll see, we'll see. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I will see you on the internet. Bye.